Hello. Sorry, Justin just tried to explain what was it, the world between worlds?
Yeah, in
The
Star
world between
Wars.
worlds. I don't know. Anytime you get so, I think the Force works best as like this thing that exists, and the more you explain it, the worse it works, or the worse it makes like Star Wars in general. So anyway,
Yeah, you don't
we're
want to
here.
know that, like, oh gosh. Don't even worry about it.
Don't worry. I won't.
Don't worry about
I won't worry about it. It's fine.
Just wait till Ahsoka rips Andor out of the continuum right before the Death Star explodes and says, I'm putting a crew together. I
Yeah.
need your expertise. And then
After
she shoves him back there to restore the timeline or something after the job's done.
Yeah.
That's a future Star Wars movie just waiting to happen.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Just waiting to happen. So I'm
As told by AI.
God, actually, probably. I'm gonna do Gary Yellow as our last forge of JTL is for now, and we're gonna take Gary Yellow up against Sabine and Kat. Since last stream we did Kira and Quinlan. So, but first, I want to show you guys what we're gonna do for our future content, aka starting Sunday. We're gonna do a jump to light speed Tournament of Champions. So it's kind of like our return to form of our trademark content, our flagship content.
Yeah. You're getting Tabletop Royale Premium.
Yeah, premium stuff right here. Find it. There we go. Okay.
Bang.
So we got a tournament set up. It uses all 18 leaders from Jump to Lightspeed in 3 groups of 6. Each of these groups of 6 will play round robin against each other. You can see the match layout right here. Each of our streams is going to be 5 games.
Yes.
Of these, we're just going to do single games.
Yeah.
And then we're going to take the probably top 2 from each pod.
Okay.
And do something with those
as a best of 3
the finals. We could do best of 3 for the final stuff
for the brackets.
Yeah.
So that's what we're gonna do. I'm looking forward to this. I think it'll be fun to bump all these leaders into each other.
We could also do another series of round robins with the top 2 from each group if we wanted to do something like that, and then do like a final final match between the top 2 of that pod.
Nah, I think we just cut it to a bracket or whatever.
It depends on how much time we want to invest.
Yeah,
in this,
yeah. Right? I mean, this should take us like a couple of weeks to get through. We got like a ton of spoilers today from, I'm guessing, the starter decks, the spotlight decks.
Yeah, it was like the whole Darth Maul deck,
and a good chunk of the Qui-Gon deck. So, yeah, I think it'll be pretty interesting set. I think the jury is out on the Force as a mechanic.
I'm skeptical personally
because it is a little fiddly, and if we know anything about the game, being fiddly with actions does you no favors when your opponent is just trying to beat you to death.
Yeah, but like they're giving you powerful effects, but you have to take a turn to do a suboptimal thing.
Yeah.
A lot of the time it feels like to get the Force.
I do think the 28 health bases where you attack with a unit, I think those are probably the best, because like most of the time you need to be putting pressure on your opponent, right? You need some pressure on them, and so attacking their base is a totally fine thing. It's also, if you've got a Force unit and it says attack your opponent's base to get the Force, that like incentivizes unit trading in a weird way, because then you wouldn't want me to get the Force, so you will like attack into my Force units because you're afraid that like an effect will be too powerful or something, right? So we also got to see the rare bases.
Yeah, the 25 health bases
that all had triggers.
Yeah.
So I
think something where holding onto the Force helps the deck, but they don't necessarily need it for the deck to spend. Yeah. Or like you want to spend it like once or twice in a game.
There were, there were a couple of units that we saw that do get the Force, and there were like early drops, and so I think that's pretty good. There was like the Dark Side 2/3 on attack or when defeated, you gain the Force, right? Like that guy seems good. And there was like a yellow hero that just got the Force when you played him, which combos with Qui-Gon. So, like Wardio, hello,
GG.
Thank you for the 7 months. And so yeah, I mean, we'll see. the force effects I think have to be powerful. I do think Maul, if there's like a ton of ways to get the force, I do think Maul is pretty good because he can spread the damage around.
Yeah.
So
we'll see.
No.
I'm just skeptical of like conditionals in a game where you want to be doing the most powerful thing you can possibly do on every single action you take, or else you can easily fall behind in the game. And it seems like a lot of the time the force getting conditional things are possibly suboptimal.
I do think having
turns.
25 health. So I think the blue one was like just have somebody who has 4 health or more.
Yeah, and it's like during the regroup phase. So it's
so that one's like that one you can grab it on the first turn. You don't even have to attack, and then you could like use it as like your first action to use the force. So yeah, I mean,
yellow is like exhaust one of your guys.
That is interesting with
it's on demand
tokens.
Yeah.
That's interesting with tokens because you could exhaust tokens to go grab the force. And then the one of them was just get the force. Was it the green one? Was just like action get the force
3 times total,
but you can only use it 3 times in a game. So
an action that you can only use 3 times a game and is also interesting because like that's a new kind of a concept,
right.
And you have to figure out a way to track that. And
you got the initiative
first,
unless you want to give CAD the initiative.
Probably, I want to give CAD the initiative.
Yeah. I'm gonna buzzing.
Toro, Greedo, Inferno 4, Starhopper. I did change the deck around a little bit.
Let's send Toro to Hades. Can't stop your 2 drops, so I may as well try to throw off your drop on the next turn.
I'll play Inferno 4.
I will take initiative.
Yes.
Okay. I am going to Cartel Spacer. I will exhaust Inferno 4, and I will CAD.
I'll play Director Krennic.
I'm gonna fight the shield off of Krennic. Oh, she would die.
Yeah, she would die. She would die.
She would die.
Krennic was excellent.
Yeah,
in the last episode. No spoilers.
We won't talk about spoilers. We could easily turn this into a Andor spoiler stream. We'll get some sassy comments if we do that shit. But yeah, it was really good. Not disappointed with the finale. I do think the second batch of 3 episodes was the weakest of the season, but I felt like it did a lot of like groundwork so that the 7, 8, and 9 were good. So people can leave.
We can't be doing that.
Yeah, I guess we could. We could do like a flashy warning, spoiler warning for all the Andor heads. Look, let's be honest. If you haven't watched it, are you that big of a fan of Andor?
You're basically not even an Andor fan.
I don't think so.
Basically not even a Star Wars fan.
Yeah, exactly. Why don't you head on back to Roblox, or what else we got? What else can I insult people with? I guess I'll go to your base.
Okay. I'll play a Starhopper.
I will.
I'm real busy at work. Same. Just watch it at work.
I will maul Clonky, the Zygerian.
I'll do 2 indirect.
I'll take it on my base.
I'll take initiative. People have lives? Yeah, that's crazy.
People have lives? Yeah, okay. Yeah, so do I. I was helping out my local library last night, and I still found time to
You
watch
said,
Andor.
fuck off. I gotta go watch Andor.
Yeah, I did say that. We played a game, and it was over, and people were like, we want to play another round. I'm like, sorry, I don't have time.
Yep.
Got Andor to watch. Let's try a little Tarkin towning.
Bottom these.
I said pound rocks. All right, on pass. Oh. PQ prep. Can't play a game and watch Andor at the same time.
Let's shoot for 3.
I'm gonna drop Boba Fett and Will Cad.
I'll play Iden.
I'll take initiative.
I'll play Greedo. Pass.
Oh, Relentless Pursuit, Iden. Oh, it's gotta be less than.
Yeah, it's gotta be less than.
Same or less. About to cheat. Would have felt pretty good cheating. Let's Relentless Pursuit Greedo then. And then Boba Fett's gonna get a shield.
Let's Relentless Pursuit Boba.
Excuse me? I'm gonna Crafty Smuggler and I'll CAD.
I'll hit you for 5.
Thank you for 2.
Hit you for 2.
I'll take initiative.
Play Crafty Smuggler. Yes.
Fine. I'm so far behind this game. That Relentless Pursuit. If I wanted to get this mad, I'd go back to playing Blood Bowl.
Mad at me playing Relentless Pursuit after you played Relentless Pursuit.
I didn't know you were playing in the deck.
Yeah.
I'll play Forlom.
I added it.
I'll CAD.
I'll do a damage to the Smuggler.
Forlom is going to take out Greedo.
Alright, I'll flip. That'll have been good right here. Let us attack you for 2.
Alright, this Crafty Smuggler is going to take out the other Crafty Smuggler.
I'll hit you for 5.
I'm going to deploy CAD.
Defender.
I'm gonna Greedo and CAD.
I like Crank.
I think I'm just dead. But... Did I play this game terribly?
I don't think so.
I played Greedo and
I'll deploy Gar.
I'll attack your base for 4.
Take your base for 4.
I'll take initiative. Alright, we'll move on to the next game.
Okay.
I think I lost to stupid ass Krennic, man. Every time you play, that son of a bitch. That smarmy.
He's pretty good.
Son of a bitch. The game goes sideways for me.
That's why I added the Zagirians in, because he's really good. With those also. Second turn you can play Inferno 4 and a Zagirian, which was my plan before I got Bazined. Alright.
Get these guys. Get these. Why are these in the deck? Why are people playing this guy? He doesn't make any sense.
Do I put any of this stuff in? I don't think so. I don't think so. We are probably gonna watch Rogue One tonight. For the follow-up. Even though it's strictly worse than all of Andor.
Probably. So, I don't think Jabba the Hutt. I don't know why this guy's in the deck. I don't know why he exists.
He's in the list, man.
I don't know why he's
beefy.
here.
He can hold a gun pretty well. He gets you McClunky.
I don't like his jerk off face.
He gets you Waylay.
I don't like your jerk off attitude.
You like transition to the Rogue One style of music.
I think Neomos is a jammer.
The apparently the last 5 episodes of Andor were the only, or like the top rated episodes on IMDb of any show, like of a 5-run episode of a show of all time.
Wow.
Like the highest rated
It's
sequential.
It's recency bias, but those
It
5
is,
episodes
yeah.
were probably very, very, like, it would be difficult to find 5 episodes that are as good as that back to back to back to back.
Yeah, I don't think I would say that like the last episode of the series is a 9.5 out of 10, just because it's essentially just leading you into Rogue One.
It does the thing the last episode does is it decompresses.
Yeah.
This is not spoilers, but it decompresses for quite a bit, right? So
I am cheating.
Oh, again?
Again?
Yet again?
It was my Mandalorian unit that I'm playing on one of. It was a different sleeve. Just so I know where it was.
Look at that. Look at that. What do you know? What do you know?
Oh, by the way, also for our tournament for Jump to Lightspeed, Bamboozle is banned. Everything else is fine. Bamboozle is banned. Fang Fighter's fine. Confiscate's fine. But otherwise, we're going to do free-for-all sort of deck building for that. Nathan and I will split it up. We'll do all of the group first. So Group A will play out in its entirety, and then move on.
Pretty lengthy denouement. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Yeah, there's a lot of characters. You're like, what happens to them?
There's a lot of characters you're like, oh, this character for sure dies when you first watch the first season of Andor. Then maybe they don't.
You're like, they're not gonna be there. There's a lot of good endings, I'd say. This hand is mulliganed.
This hand is kind of not exciting. Yeah, I think I'm gonna mulligan. I'll show you this. It's just like stuff, but my drops fall off. Like I don't have anything.
Yeah,
I wouldn't
give
be
you
drawn
the
into
initiative
the higher level stuff.
Gonna give you the initiative. Yeah, I mean that's like part of the secret of Andor. Andor himself can never really be in trouble. It's kind of like Superman. We know he's gonna pull through whatever happens, right? But we don't know. That's why season 1's so good, we don't know what's going to happen to the people around them. That's why I love that middle arc where they run into the rebels.
Yeah.
Right? Like he runs into the what's that planet called?
Yavin?
Aldani.
Oh, Aldani, yeah.
The Aldani plot. I think the Aldani arc is my favorite arc of the show.
It's like between that and the prison arc, I think.
The prison arc is really good.
Play Inferno 4. Let's keep this.
I will Bazine and Cad. Iden, Krennic, Relentless. Krennic pisses me off, so he's out of here.
Okay. Take initiative.
I'll target town Inferno 4.
Okay. Defender.
I'm gonna Boba Fett.
And Cad. I'll take initiative.
I will attack you for 1. And I will pass.
Play Boba Pilot. I'll do damage to Boba Fett.
They're good to me, dead.
I'll play Crafty Smuggler.
I'm gonna play Cad. Sorry, play Greedo and then Cad.
I'll take initiative.
I will hit you for 3, hit you for 4. And then I'll pass. That is no good to me, dead.
Hit you for 3.
I'm gonna play the Houndstooth and Cad.
Damn there. I'll play Iden.
I'll crash Bazine and Iden shield.
I'll take initiative.
I'll crash Greedo into Iden. Bang! Boba Fett to clean up. Boba Fett, yeah, clean up. Let's clean up. And then I'll play a Crafty Smuggler. And I will pass.
Hit you for 6.
Oh, Houndstooth and kill it.
No good to be dead. Should have some text saying you'll need to remind your opponent during the regroup phase. Yeah, I put the reminder thingy on it too. I'll play. I'll deploy Gar.
I'm gonna Bazine and I'll CAD. Let's get rid of Relentless Pursuit.
Okay. I will gun for 7.
I'm gonna deploy CAD.
Play Greedo.
I'm gonna wreck the Crafty Smuggler into Greedo.
Take a shot. No. Take initiative.
I'm gonna play Forlom and use CAD to do 2 damage to somebody. And then I'll have Forlom crash into Gar. And then I'll hit you for 3. And then hit you for 4. And then I'll pass.
That'll do.
Okay.
That'll do. Just answer my stuff too well.
Yeah, that time around. Houndstooth not trading there is like crazy, right? It's just kill your guy. Gonga Spike, hello.
It was just too many damn Bazines. Once again. Indeed.
Yeah, I had a lot of like free kills, right? I traded up the curve a bunch of times. That felt closer to like a limited game where like the unit trading mattered.
You can take initiative.
Okay.
Because that definitely mattered.
Yeah.
That definitely mattered.
I had a lot of free damage.
Yeah. I feel like if you couldn't have killed my Inferno 4 first turn, I could have slapped Iden on it. Next turn, it would have been more of a problem to deal with.
Like this. Okay. Crafty Smuggler.
Same.
We are so the same. I'll take initiative.
Pass.
I'm going to play the Mist Hunter. I'm going to CAD.
I'll hit you for 2.
I'm going to fight the Crafty Smuggler off the board.
I'll play Toro.
I'll take initiative.
Yes.
I'll fight Toro. Just takes 2.
I'll let you for 3.
I'll Tarkin Town Toro.
Play Iden.
Play Greedo.
Take initiative.
I will attack you for 3. And draw a card.
Yep.
This card is very sensual. Okay. I'm at 5. I can. Let's develop the board. Houndstooth. And we'll see if I regret developing. I'll pass. You. I've always hated you.
I'll snapshot. Hit you for 6.
Okay. 4 open. I'll slap you with the Houndstooth for 4.
Play Outer Rim Outlaws.
One open. Thank you for 3.
Take initiative.
Waylay the Outlaws. Crafty Smuggler. Crash Greedo in. No shots. And then pass.
Yeah. I'll deploy Gar.
I'll surprise strike the Crafty Smuggler and the Gar. He'll take 5.
Gun. If I can find it.
Yeah. I'll take
7.
The Maul Clunky Gar.
He's McClunkied. McClunked. I'll play the Outlaws.
I'm going to deploy Cad Bane.
Take initiative.
I'm going to play Boba Fett.
Blaster goes back to hand. Oh, yeah.
I'll use Cad Bane.
Okay.
Cad will kill these outlaws. Town ain't big enough for the both of us. And then Mist Hunter will hit you for 3 and draw. Houndstooth will hit you for 4. And pass.
All right. Let's no good to me dead. Cat.
The Houndstooth is going to attack you for 4.
Play crafty.
The Boba Fett's going to attack you for 3.
Play Inferno 4.
I'm going to play Cad Bane. I'm just going to capture your side of the table.
All right. Fine.
Fine. But I got to draw a card off the Mist-Hunter.
Yeah.
Too much removal.
Yeah. And
This Cad deck just,
free damage and shit.
It just like
Target
wins.
Town.
It wins the tempo game. Like
all right, let's play against Sabine so I can turn off the stream. Real quick.
Enrage.
Yep. And then we can not look at any of these heroes again for a while.
I think it was something like this. Stabbing. This one, I don't know about this one. I think you're
less apt to like mess with my stuff.
Yeah. I think you are gonna, you can have stuff all over the table.
Mm-hmm.
In which case it comes down to like action economy.
Who's killing the most efficiently?
Yeah, I actually don't think I gave you free damage with Sabine's ability during the course of the game.
Wrecker would probably be me though. Wrecker or Poe. We'll see.
Farming, a man of your talents.
I do wish we got more Krennic in the show.
He was pretty good. I think I would have. There's like I was talking to Justin about this a little bit earlier. There's some background story arcs that you can surmise from like the season of Andor. You could see where the stuff went. And one of the story arcs I lament us not getting is the rise and fall of Krennic, right? Because clearly when he first appears in the season, he's got it all together, and then it gets less like that as it goes. This is a Mulligan hand, so.
I need to roll anyway. 12.
3. Yeah. For this, they're funding a lot more.
You should have been at meetings with Imperial accountants. That's the scenes I want to see.
You sound like Tarkin. What? Are you kidding me with this?
You kidding me?
This was my opening hand. This is
Pretty,
after I mulliganed. I
bad.
mulliganed a hand that had nothing but 3 drops or more expensive.
Sometimes you get a gift. I'll play Krennic.
They'll take initiative.
Yes.
2 drops. I'll play a Green Squadron A-Wing.
3 for 3.
I'll take initiative.
Play Shuttle. Yes.
Attack you for 3.
I'll hit you for 3.
I'm going to deploy Sabine.
Hit you for 4.
Sabine's gonna attack you for 3.
You should be at 10. There you go. I'll play.
You should, yeah.
7th Fleet Defender.
I'm gonna play K2.
I'll play Inferno 4.
I'll take initiative. I have a medal ceremony, but actually I think the initiative is more important here.
Yes.
Poe?
We ECLing?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We are going to ECL. I'm going to discard 2 cards. I'm going to do 2 damage, I guess. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13. So we ECL. I'm going to discard an attachment and then do 2 damage. I think that ultimately saves me the most damage, and then he'll fly into Krennic.
I will Mandalorian Pilot and Exhaust A-Wing.
I'm gonna kill Krennic and trample over 2.
I'll hit you for 6.
Attack you for 3.
Hit you for 4.
Take initiative.
Play a Starhopper, play Garrido. Pass.
I guess I put your base for 6. We will discard Wrecker and the Darksaber. I'll do 2 damage to Greedo and I'll blow up the attachment.
I'll surprise strike.
Okay. Alright. I'll have a 2-drop this game, for sure. For sure. I had to pretend like that was a game.
Be okay.
I guess you gotta come out. You come out. You're garbage. You've never been good. I don't know why you're in the list.
Jabba. Jabba.
Get out of my face. Get out of my face. Alright, that's 5. This is 5. Okay. Alright. Might be insane to sideboard out for a cause, but I'm sideboarding in non-heroic cards. So I don't think it's
2 damage or whatever.
I don't think it's that insane.
No.
It may sound insane, but I don't think it's that insane. All right, I'll take initiative, I guess. Poe tried. That was like, Poe has been at his best in the last several streams that we've played. I've done a lot of shit talking for Poe, but Poe tried really hard that game. I had a Rebel Assault in hand, so I could have gotten some extra damage. I don't think I survived the turn, though, is the problem. I think it's I think I got a 2-drop. We have a game. I think in that instance, I'm trying to win the unwinnable. You play Sabine.
Krennic.
Take initiative.
Frito. Yes.
Sabine's gonna attack Krennic. I'll do a damage and then kill him.
Here's for 3.
I'm gonna play Sabine's Masterpiece.
I'll play Outlaws.
I'll take initiative.
Yes.
Did this scare you out of space?
I mean, it's pretty scary.
ECL K2 over Greedo.
Bless me. Hit you for 4.
I will deploy Sabine.
Muzzler.
Sabine's Masterpiece is going to attack you for 3, and I'll ping off the shield off the Outlaws. I will attack you for 2.
3.
For 3.
Take initiative.
Pass.
Medal ceremony would have been pretty good there.
Yeah. We don't always get what we want.
Yeah. I'll hit you for 3.
Rebel Assault. Masterpiece attacks. On attack, it's going to ping the shield off the smugglers. Take out the Zygerian. I'm slightly behind. If I hit you for 3 and then hit you for 4, I go 7, go to 13. Problem is I'm 5 behind because of the other stuff. So I think it's Rebel Assault there. And then
Indirect.
Yeah, that'll go to this goes there. 2 indirect. How about Sabine? How about that? And then how about Sabine take out the crafty smuggler? The other attack, and then on attack do 1 damage to your base.
Robber.
I'm gonna play this Peacekeeper.
Pilot.
You know what? It should have been K2 into there, get rid of the last card. That's what it should have been. It would have been a point of damage, wouldn't have had a card in hand.
I had 2 cards in hand.
No, you played the Zygerian.
Oh, right there.
Right there, I attack, kill the last card. That's what should have happened. All right, K2 will fight the Outer Rim, and I'll do 3 damage to your base.
Take it.
I'm gonna confiscate. Get out of there, and then pass.
I'll hit you for 3.
Yep. We're going to.
Actually, I'm gonna kill this.
Okay,
that's too many things. I'll give you 3.
We're gonna Wing Bleeder Sabine.
I'll smuggle Long Pike.
I'm gonna Fleet Lieutenant Sabine into you for 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Gar.
I'm gonna attack you for 3 and restore 2.
Attack you for 4.
I'll take initiative.
Okay.
Attack you for 5.
I'll outmaneuver the ground, I guess.
Slapping Luke in the wing leader.
All right. Fine.
I would like to thank the initiative.
Yeah, give me that.
I'd like to thank Sabine's Masterpiece. I think Sabine's Masterpiece ran away with that game
Because it was like
Sabine. It was just pinging shields
Yeah.
off the whole time. Pew, 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 pew. The thing about season 1 that of Andor that I think makes it so good is that like stormtroopers and TIE fighters are scary, right? The generic
They remain
stuff,
scary throughout the show too, right?
Yeah, the generic TIE fighter, the generic stormtrooper. You see so many stormtroopers die during the course of like the original trilogy that like stormtroopers just shooting civilians is horrifying in season 1, right?
Yeah, and Gorman.
Yeah.
Last game for Sabine of all time. Never put it on stream again. Maybe Gariello is a bit too much of a frustrating deck to play if I were to play in a tournament. I know I'd said before that I would pack it for a tournament, but I don't know, man. You don't have much comeback ability.
Right. You get behind, because that's the games I've won are the ones where I actually answer your units, which is like not the norm.
Yeah.
Have to keep both. Gotta put you down. Do you matter? You mattered last game, but it's possible you don't actually matter, which is like crazy to say that.
Smuggler.
I have to lane dodge because you could kill my guy.
Take it free.
Pass. Oh, it's just.
Hit you for 3.
Attack you for 3.
Play defender.
I'm gonna play the Peacekeepers.
Take initiative.
Pass.
Play Mando Pilot. Exhaust the A-Wing.
Ping experience token, and then reckon that. Wait, it's it's got only got 3 toughness.
Yep.
Yeah, then fly into that.
Yeah. Hit you for 3.
That costs 3. Attack you for 4 and restore 2. This guy did some work last game too.
Pass.
I'll deploy Sabine.
Oh, no good to be done.
I'll take initiative. I'm gonna hit you for 4 and restore 2.
Hit you for 3.
Attack you for 3.
Play Boba Fett.
Boba Fett, where?
Boom.
I'm gonna play the Bright Hope.
No, I'll take initiative.
I will pass. She was not going to be dead the previous turn. We are now on 6 resources.
Yes. I'm gonna fight the Peacekeepers.
Fleet Lieutenant in for 5.
I'll surprise strike the Smuggler for 5.
Into me.
For 6. For 6.
Yeah. Hit you for 3.
Gar.
Need 8. This is Gar hits me with the gun that Justin obviously has.
I actually didn't think I had a gun, but I do have a gun.
Attack you for 2. Gets you dead. I'm trying to figure out how many actions I have to win the game here. I think I attack you for 2.
Gun. 7.
Yes. 7. Die to Gar. I guess I take initiative.
Yes.
Alright. At least I don't have a.
No rebel assault.
No rebel assault.
Ooh, okay. Fair enough.
No rebel assault.
Fair enough.
It was a close one.
Yeah, it was close.
One more attack with Peacekeepers. Would have been in good shape.
Yeah, so I think I had to get rid of your restore. It was
a 6 health
very
swing.
bad.
It was basically like I hit you for 4, you hit me for 3, but I erased 2 of yours,
yeah,
right?
I couldn't be doing that.
Yeah, it was a lot of back and forth, and there were some actual interesting decisions to make in the game. So, not that we'll ever worry about these decks again.
Nope, trash.
Next set, we don't have to worry about Sabine anymore. Copium.
Yeah, surely the force stuff is going to be Sabine killer, right? Right, guys? They're 25 health bases that are doing slow conditional things.
Yeah,
that's going to be able to beat Sabine,
excellent.
Right?
Good.
True.
Good.
Sentinel.
I like
guy,
the Sentinel. I like the
good.
tree Sentinel quite a bit. 3/5 Sentinel. Can use the Force. Sure, Revan can deal.
Maybe. Probably not.
Yeah, the fact that Revan loses a whole aspect of cards to play with.
Apparently, all think Force Throw is going to get banned, but
I don't know. Everybody keeps talking about that.
I don't know, man. We'll see.
You have one entire less aspect to deal with Sabine. There are bases that you can only take if you're Revan in the next set, hopefully.
Yeah, yeah.
Revan's cool. I mean,
cool.
I think it's cool. I'm glad they're doing some Legends stuff. That's actually sick. Are the dudes, the little creatures that make the Force null and void around them that Thrawn uses in Heir to the Empire?
What the hell are you talking about?
Are those Legend?
Probably if they're in Heir to the Empire and not in his new book.
All of Heir to the Empire.
Yeah.
Are the Nogri?
The Nogri? I don't even not heard of them.
So they're this planet of they're pretty good martial. They make good assassins. They're very martial, the
Islamari?
The Islamari,
impronounceable.
yes, yeah. It's like Islamari or whatever, right?
What the hell?
Yeah, they were little creatures, and Thrawn kept one so that people couldn't use the Force near him because it just creates it's a creature that creates a dead zone of the Force around him. So you can't use your Force mumbo jumbo on.
A Thrawn series written by Tony Gilroy would be kind of sick.
Yeah,
because Thrawn in Ahsoka is awful. I'm gonna say it. He is neutered.
Yeah. Well, the thing is you need more Thrawn needs to be closer to Partagaz.
He needs to be a protagonist.
Yeah.
Thrawn as an antagonist is because he was an antagonist in Rebels and it was good, but he never won anything because he was a bad guy, right? The Rebels are just doing their Force shit to get around his being really smart and intricate. And, well planning. And stuff.
Yeah, it's the classic problem of the Disney era. The bad guys are only half bad, right? We have Boba Fett want to climb to the top of the Crime Lord Syndicate but he's like got to be a good guy while doing
He's
it.
a
Right?
cool guy. Yeah.
It's like his thing is he's people like him.
Yeah.
People won't act up if Boba Fett's sitting on the throne, right? But and so he can't do anything like ruthless, right? They can't do anything. Yeah, and she's like, I like her quite a bit because of how much of like the rank and file in the Empire is like her, right? And I actually think there's probably 35 Dedras working for like Lockheed and Raytheon and
Yeah.
you know, various other Department of Defense subcontractors, right? Like Daedra is like a really she's a really believable character, somebody who's like career oriented and motivated, you know, like
A true believer
yeah,
in the cause of fascism.
yeah, right, who thinks they can use it to like further themselves. So you know, but yeah, there's a lot of good stuff to like in Andor, and the only hope that we have is that Disney realizes the critical success that the show's gotten, and like
they seem to have.
you know, because I think it does a lot of really smart things within the confines that it has to work with, and I think that's the problem with the prequels is that they get less smart as they go, because I do think The Force Awakens is not like the most intelligent movie ever made, but it does a lot of things about like reversing your expectations. And honestly, like I rewatched it recently, and it's like if you just forget what's coming, The Force Awakens, you're like, I'm optimistic. You know, well, there's some cool stuff that might be coming down the pipe.
It's like,
do I wish they had a Star Killer base? No.
Yeah, there's a lot of dumb shit that happens in it.
Yeah, there's a lot of I
Eye-rolling.
think so. I think the thing is that there's like these things that people have convinced themselves that are Star Wars. And so if you don't have something that can kill planets,
you need a giant planet-killing weapon.
If you don't have lightsaber fights, then it's not like a real Star Wars movie, right?
Yeah.
So
yeah, no, the Rise of Skywalker is the nail in the coffin.
yeah, if Andor is the best that Star Wars ever gets, you know what? I guess I
don't see how it's not the best Star Wars ever.
I guess I didn't waste my life enjoying Star Wars.
Yeah.
But I would just. We've already legend stuff. Let's just legend the prequels. I mean, the sequels.
I mean, like, why not?
Why not? Why not at this point? Why not? Nobody likes them.
Yeah.
Right?
There's so much better stuff you can do.
Nobody.
After...
The thing is you cannot bring up the sequel conversation around a group of people. You can't bring up the sequels without people like breaking out knives to just like you shut your mouth about the Last Jedi type of thing, right? You know, like you could not draw a consensus. I'm willing to bet if you got an auditorium of like 1,000 people, and you were like Mr. Purple, it wouldn't take much convincing to get all 1,000 people fighting each other over the sequels.
You could
right?
just like start after Mandalorian, right? You could like
so.
Because there's a lot of stuff that's set up in Mandalorian that is you know, like Imperial warlords and shit like that. Right?
Yeah.
You don't need them to have constructed another Death Star or Star Killer base or anything.
Yeah.
Just the fact that warlords are running around and like amassing forces
the
somewhere.
Star Wars trilogy should like be enough rationale for why putting all of your resources into one giant base is a bad idea.
2 times.
Yeah. Like, it's not smart. It doesn't make sense. You know, it is something that movie bad guys do. You know, and that's the thing about like watching Andor that's so fun, is that they're not movie bad guys. Yeah, you can't have an objective conversation about the because people will just like they will say insane things about the sequel trilogy that are just like objectively false. Like, I don't know, I enjoyed Rise of Skywalker. That's like the worst piece of shit movie in the whole franchise, prequels included.
It's just a really, really bad movie.
Yeah. Well, it doesn't. So the thing is, I despise Rise of Skywalker for 100 billion different reasons. Just rescue Luke's character and let the rebels not fail into the First Order again. So, I
something like the First Order existing, I think, is fine. It does make sense within the confines of the universe.
You need a bad guy.
Yeah.
I think it's more interesting. So, like, in the Rogue Squadron books, like, the Battle of Coruscant is, like, super destructive because it's, like, where the Empire is. And so you actually have plenty of stuff that you can do that's entertaining, that's, like, interesting. You have stuff that you can do with the tools that you have on hand that makes for interesting stories.
I mean,
right?
certainly, like, but there's a large part of the galaxy, I'm sure, that is sympathetic to Imperials and is
right. Yeah, there's plenty of Senate scenes in Andor that are like that, where they're like, our brave Imperial troops, those Gorman, those ruthless Gorman savages killed our brave Imperial troops.
So it makes sense for like the Empire to evolve into the First Order naturally. I think after that, right? And like there's a probably large amount of space that they rule over still.
Yeah,
because there's no way that the Republic with their 20 ships or whatever that we see is able to corral and take over the rest of the Empire even after Palpatine's death. Right.
Yeah, right. That's the thing, is like there's probably some amount of Imperial controlled space. Yeah. They don't just go away.
So like a sequel trilogy could be them like pushing territory more, right?
Yeah. You can have it's like the Dominion War, right?
And then they
like,
make a new Death Star.
You don't need
like the Separatists as a villain was a really good kind of opposing faction, because there were political scenes.
It's got to be Saw's speech. It's like you could reverse it where like you can have Imperials fighting each other, right? That makes for like a badass like miniseries or whatever. I would love to see something like that, right? Like if you want like an actual Thrawn show where he's like competent and stuff like that, it's like Thrawn.
He's like trying to unite the.
Yeah, it's Thrawn spanking the other Imperial dudes and again and again and again, and him like actually bringing those shards back together, because that was kind of like what was happening in Heir to the Empire, So yeah, I mean that's the thing, is like you have like plenty of like runway to run with stuff.
But we have to delete the sequel trilogy because it's irredeemable.
I think. Well, I like Kylo as a character.
Yeah, for sure. You keep Kylo as a character.
Kylo as a character. Kylo as
and he'll be alive.
Making him like the best decision was making him a Vader fanboy who can't live up to Vader. Like that to me is incredible. It's like it's a stroke of genius. It's completely brilliant, right? Because I think you basically have an in-universe commentary on the way people worship Star Wars in Kylo's character, right? That's brilliant in my opinion. And like the fact that he can never live up to Vader is part of the story for him, which is good, because like if you just keep making more Vaders, it's not interesting, right?
There was the Leia book Bloodlines explored the fact that people didn't know that she was Vader's daughter, and so in the book that fact becomes known galaxy wide, and she has to deal with that like scandal essentially, and because he's a horrifying war criminal that murdered thousands of people. Yeah, and that's how Ben Solo finds out that
Kylo would kill Palpatine in the opening scene. So the reason I asked about the Nogri, if they exist, is because Vader subjugated them or whatever, and so when Leia shows up to their planet, they know that she's related to him because of like whatever their senses are. They smell it, and they call her Lady Vader. And so she has some amount of them that are like loyal to her, and that's like kind of turned, because like Thrawn was using them in a way in the Heir to the Empire, and I might be. This is like decades. I'm decades removed from Heir to the Empire at this point, but like Thrawn was using them, and so when and he didn't tell them that like the Emperor's gone and like Vader's gone and stuff like that. He's like, I need your help, guys, type of thing. And then like when Leia finally shows up at the planet, the Nogri are like, oh, we follow you because Vader subjugated us, and we learned our lesson about acting out against Skywalkers. So, but yeah. Anyway,
Yeah, surely we're gonna get some more good Star Wars content, right, guys?
So surely this isn't it.
Yeah.
The card game's gonna get better.
And we can't really get more Thrawn stuff because he's gonna be in Ahsoka season 2.
Poison their planet. Yes. Right. Yes, that I think you're right about that. That was the thing, was that like part of their planet was like artificially uninhabitable, and so not only did like Leia show up and they were like, "Oh, you're related to Darth Vader," she was like, "Oh, hey, there's like these things on your planet that's like making it so you can't grow food," and so that I think that was part of it. Yeah, I think you're right about that. So,
all right, that'll do it.
There you go.
We're done nerding about Star Wars.
Yeah, and what could be
for now, and what could be, and
what has been. We need a Star Wars Carol.
Yeah, I mean, why don't you just like wipe out the sequels, jump 100 years in the future, and then do something? You know?
Yeah, they tried that with the High Republic era.
Yeah, but that was in the past. You're limited when you go to the past. I feel like.
Nah, you just go back like 2,000 years.
Yeah, 100 years is not nearly enough years in the past.
Let's go back.
But
people are gonna argue about Ki-Adi-Mundi's birthday if you go back only 100 years.
That's true. And like, where's Yoda at?
Where's Yoda? He's 100 years. He's 800 years old.
We're gonna see the Grogu show in
the Grogu show. Yeah,
when he's older and doing something,
hanging out with
wearing his Mandalorian armor and swinging a lightsaber, I guess. Something like that.
Something like that.
All right, y'all.
Because Yoda, if he were a Mandalorian, that's cool.
Yeah, totally. All right, goodbye.
Goodbye.